What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you some 40 facts and lore on the Warhammer 40k universe. Today we're diving into the chaotic versions of the Dark Mechanicum. More specifically, we're talking about the Chaos Hellwright on a Dark Abeyant, because that's the best way to bring him into your games. What the heck is a Chaos Hellwright? That is a very good question, because Hellwrights cannot be found in your GW Chaos Codex. They are only found in Forge World, and you kind of have to get the datasheet that way, but never fear, because Hellwrights are pretty boss. They're basically the Dark Mechanicus' version of a more chaotic, more Adeptus Mechanicus-y type version of GW's Warpsmith. Don't get me wrong, Warpsmiths are cool and all, but the Hellwright kind of bumps up the notches to an 11. It's got an 8-inch movement, weapon skills a 3, BS is a 2, strength, toughness 5, 6 freaking wounds on this bad boy. The attacks is where it kind of falls off. It doesn't have too many. However, the leadership is pretty high up there with a 9, and then you've got that 2-up save. With this guy, he can be your HQ, and he has a slew of abilities that can really turn the tide of war, especially if you're playing a very demon engine type army, or if you have a lot of Hellforged vehicles. So those abilities are really good, especially if you've got him within 6 inches of a Hellforged vehicle, because he has Gift of the Hellforge, where he can add a +1 to both leadership and attacks of that vehicle. This could mean a Hellforged Leviathan Dreadnought, Hellforged Predators, pretty much anything that the Imperium can use. From Forge World, there is a Hellforged or a chaotic version of it that you could bring in with your Chaos Space Marines, and that's really good, because I love to bring in my Leviathan Dreadnought, because those are really scary, and then plop the Hellwright right behind him. You're adding more attacks. You've got the Master of Mechanisms rule, which at the end of your movement phase, you can repair a demon engine or Dark Mechanicus vehicle as long as you're within 1 inch. It's a very, very small kind of field of play. However, that means they don't just regain 1 wound, they gain back D3 wounds. And that is really, really awesome. But say for some reason you're not within 1 inch of that type of model or vehicle, you can instead try to damage another vehicle within 18 inches. And this one, they just suffer a mortal wound. But still, I mean, if you can't heal, it's best to deal damage. And the thing that I love most about this guy is that he just has a crazy amount of weapons, and they're just like for example, you've got a flamer, an infernal axe, you've got mecha tendrils, which give you even more attacks, which is good, because at 3 attacks you're not really going to do too much. Put on these mecha tendrils and you gain 2 additional attacks every time you fight. On top of this, for the kind of range type of guns, you have the Void Cutter. The strength 8, -4 AP, 3 damaged cutter is really good, especially if you're going against vehicles, because you get to add 1 to wound rolls. That is where he shines. Get him up close, shoot him up with the Void Cutter, or even the Soul Burner pistol for that matter, because basically if you just hit with it, it automatically inflicts mortal wounds. Like, that is amazing. So you're going to be doing mortal wounds, especially if you're going up against vehicles. Before even the shooting phase, at the end of your movement phase, you can do the Master of Mechanisms, and just do more wounds that way. And then, at the end of it all, you've got that brand spanking new Warpfire Lance, Heavy 2, D6 wounds. Yeah, this is something else. I always tend to bring this guy into my armies, and like I said, I always bring him right behind a Hellforged Leviathan, and it's a lot of points into these 2 models, but if they get in there, they're doing work. And now with the release of the Lord Discordant, your demon engine / Hellforged Chaos army has just skyrocketed in types of support. They're gonna be something to something that's gonna go on. Hopefully they do well in like tournaments, but I could already see a whole bunch of abilities that mingle well together. You can bring in Hell Turkeys, the Obliterators, the Lord of Possessions from the new Shadowsphere box is gonna buff up your guys as well. And yeah, I can't wait to field this type of army. I'm still waiting on my Lord Discordant to come in. He should be in pretty soon. Then I gotta build it and paint it. But yeah, these two HQs can do work. And if you're playing an Iron Warriors, even more thematic. But yeah, this is just a short video talking about the awesomeness that is the Chaos Hellwright on the Dark Abeyant. A kinda obscure model that not many players know about because you can't find it in the codex. It is a HQ, I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but it is something to not scoff at. Oh, and another thing that I didn't mention is that there's no actual model for it as far as I'm aware. Pretty much you just choose something that looks Dark Mechanicus-y, or make a conversion from your, I don't know, Onager Dune Crawlers mixed with some Necron bits and call it a Hellwright. Or just get your Warp Smiths and add more chaotic-y bits. I can't speak today. But yeah, I mean, this gives you the creative freedom. Yeah, like I said, I can't speak. This gives you the creative freedom to just mash tentacles, mechatendrites, guns, and claws to these type of models and just go crazy. Go stupid. But yeah, I'll stop talking because I can't talk today. And yep, that's all I got for today. This is the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you next time.